I was wondering whether or not Empoleon was still able to compete after multiple nerfs, one of them being very sizable, but it was released completely broken, and then an additional nerf now that it's kind of been around for a little while, and I found that it's still a really solid Pokemon in Unite. Inside Pokemon Unite, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about why I think this is the best moveset for Empoleon. My preferred moveset is Aqua Jet Hydro Cannon. Now, for its first move selection, I actually think both are pretty viable, Metal Claw and Aqua Jet. The thing about Metal Claw is it requires a target, so you're not able to get those extra dashes, right? However, it is kind of that sure hit situation almost, where you dash to the target, deal some damage, and of course, if you have your Torrent gauge filled up a little bit, you get this nice chunky shield, which is pretty good. I like that for sure. However, I really do think that the better option is Aqua Jet. The reason for it is, as I mentioned earlier, you can dash around the map, right? Just dashing, regardless of you hitting anything, gives you this really nice attack speed bonus, which is great. I really like the attack speed bonus. It helps you charge your Torrent gauge even faster, and it helps you win in some big fights. Plus, when your Torrent gauge is up for this move, you actually reduce special defense of the targets you hit, just setting up opportunities for you to KO them a lot easier. And then for your second move, I do think Hydro Cannon is the clear winner between these two. The biggest reason probably being its range to damage, but the stun is also really nice. The HP recovery when you're inside the whirlpool I think is great, but having a long range secure move that does incredible burst damage plus stun on an all-rounder like this, I just think is a little bit better than the other option. I do think both are definitely playable, but for me, it is Hydro Cannon, Aqua Jet all the way, and it's kind of been that way since release. I love fighting in this whirlpool area here. I love reducing the special defense of my opponents, getting that attack speed increase from Aqua Jet. I really do think it is the best way to go for Empoleon. So enjoy some Empoleon gameplay from my stream the other day, where we were testing this out, seeing if it was still quote-unquote viable and a good Pokemon for ranked, which I think it is, yes, still very, very strong. So I know some people think like there's some sort of like, not nefarious, but almost like intentionality behind things being out of stock. I truly think if they could print 3 times as many cards, they absolutely would. They just can't print these things fast enough. I think they're genuinely trying to sell as many of these cards as they can, and people are gobbling them up in an insane way. I'm gonna have to stack here. I can't win against that Snorlax. We're going down. We were not safe there. That was a very risky play. Pocket today. I'm not gonna be able to play Pocket today. I don't have a stream setup thing for it. I had to like change over all my stream settings. So I'm not gonna be able to play any Pocket today, unfortunately. Oh, I thought I could beat him with Clefable there. We got really close. I took 10,000 damage. But we need our second move before I can really fight that. Oh no, what are you doing?
Hydro Cannon. They're 9 though. Dang. I thought for sure they left. They didn't. I need to go get that red buff, I think. My team should be able to win bottom. Maybe Dragonite can do it? No. Okay. Alright, gang. We need our 9. Our jungler's getting beat up. Holy moly. We're just getting blown up here. Empoleon used to be able to tank a lot more damage, it feels like. The recovery was just so good that in a moment like that, you could actually tank through that for a second, you know?
Hey, this is the midway point of the video, where I want to know from you.
Not there.
Let me know in the comments.
The stun on Hydro Cannon is pretty good. You know? What is higher on the priority list? Draft in all games or roll queue? I mean... I don't need draft in all games, necessarily. I don't know. Roll queue's a weird one, too. I don't know if either of those are really that high priority for me, honestly. Not that either of them are necessarily bad, but they're not, like, super high on the priority, you know? Okay, that was a fun fight. Almost hit that Glaceon there. I just barely missed him with Hydro Cannon. Bummer. This fight is still going on somehow. Crazy. Empoleon is still strong. I think it could even just... It's funny because we're having like a really fun moment with it. I think it could still use a slight buff, but it's still quite strong. Stole that. I really do think Aqua Jet Hydro Cannon is the build for it. I think that stun is honestly legit, too. Fun playing around Clefable also, you know? That was an interesting Solar Beam moment right there. We're just going to pretend that we didn't see that Venusaur. Little early, buddy. Little early. I think you can damage through this mostly. Okay. That is a tough combination right there. Okay. Oh. Comfey gave him away. Did you guys see that? We saw the Comfey collar walking and we're like, there they are. That's a very funny way to get caught as Dragapult. That's so heartbreaking, dude. The Comfey, like, you see it walking midair with nothing on it. You're like, oh no, but brother, I know it's you. Is the Dragapult ripping? Aquajet better than Metal Claw? I think so. I think so. Pokey Crystal, thank you for the 5-stream streak, by the way. That Comfey sold him out, dude. Caught because of the Comfey. It was a tough match to start, but we got there. We did 125k. Not bad. Not bad. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Yeehaw to you and yours.